Hey riders, Friday morning, October 20th. Wanted to flip another quick video on for you. Think you'll learn a couple things from this one. Uh, did this one a little while ago, Devil's Tower in Wyoming. It is 14.9 kilometers long with 244 meters of climbing, so just a nice casual ride, or as casual as you want to make it. For this one, I picked, I think, 6 or 7 virtual riders. But what you can notice on the screen here is that there is a lone yellow dot on the left-hand side there ahead of me. It looks like a level 15 rider with the name of Jean Pinochet. Don't know this person. They just happen to be on the course at the same time. And just quickly jumping to the screen here, look who's out front. It's Bashak. Many of you may know or should know Bashak on the Facebook pages. He's on all of them. I communicate with Bashak quite a bit. Super nice guy, teach you a lot of stuff, knows a lot of the technical details of the program, and he also happens to be a beast of a rider. Hopefully he's not too red in the face right now with all these glowing compliments I'm giving him, but he is a very strong rider. When I was flipping through the Devil's Tower virtual partners there, I think this route might have been uploaded by Rouvy to the platform right before the challenge started, because when I did this, there was very few riders to pick from, so I was just scrolling through, picking whoever I could quickly to get my ride started, and Bashak popped up, and I'm like, hey, let's throw him on, right? And knowing most likely he's gonna pretty much outride me the whole way. So here I am at this point, just hanging on to him. This is my comfortable ride, 3 watts a kilo, 270 watts. I know Bashak is stronger than me. We've ridden together several times, and there was only one time I was ever ahead of him, and that was on a hill, and it wasn't like I was pulling away from him or anything. I just got a gap somehow and just stayed, and he just stayed, and that was it. On the flats, he's got a lot more power than me, but I think it's pretty cool to highlight him here because he is, to me, one of the people you always see on Rouvy. Still progressing here through the video. Got a couple things to talk about here. Wow, guys, I hit 177 subscribers this morning. It's just rocking along. New subscribers, I tried to make notes. I saw Mark pop up yesterday, another guy named Laurent, and this morning was Peter. Obviously, I'm pronouncing that in my English version, but P-I-O-T-R, Peter. Another guy commented, his name's Ed, and he says he's going to be back to riding in the spring. Not sure what Ed's situation is. Hope he's doing well, as I said in my comments. But, he's watching, so I wanted to crank this video as quick as I could. I've been meaning to do it for the last couple of days, but super busy at work. I've been off a while. Now I'm back working pretty much 2 jobs at once. Trying to juggle things. It's all sales related. It's nothing to do with my previous life as a geologist, petroleum geologist, which I don't do anymore, which is not my choice, but that's okay. So here we are at Devil's Tower. So I think I rode this one a little bit too early before the challenge started. So you got to remember that too. The challenge hasn't started. Don't ride it early unless you want to rewrite it. So I know for the Global Tourist Challenge, I have to ride this one again. And that's fine because it's a pretty easy ride. So if you look on the bottom of the screen here, you can see I'm the big blue circle, and there'll be like a white blob. I think it has a number in it. It's hard for me to see right now. That's like the cluster of riders I'm with. And so at this point, I'm kind of leading the pack, but I mean, they're right behind me. Bashak's sitting right behind me. I must have been feeling really good here. But you can see the yellow dot too ahead of us. Now, if you look at Jean Pinochet, he's a level 15 rider on the left-hand side of the screen there, and his avatar circle around it is yellow. Therefore, his circle on the bottom of the map, the profile map, is yellow. Oh, and there goes Bashak. See ya. Probably just, again, on the flats, he's got more power than me. So when you're riding, you're always a blue dot. You can figure out where people are ahead of you by the color of the dots ahead of you. As long as they're not overlaid on top of each other and there's 10 people riding together, then it becomes just a white blob. So you can see behind us, one of the riders is a purple blob. Someone else passes me here. This SSG, I'm not sure who this, and a third person passes me here. So it looks like up this little bit of a grind. They're putting more power down, and I'm struggling a little bit. So we can see that the level 15 rider is ahead of us, and their profile picture, which I can't really see, has a yellow circle around it. That means they're the yellow circle ahead of me on the map profile at the bottom of the screen. One thing you'll also see when you're using virtual partners is because sometimes you'll jump into a ride and you're not sure, okay, I put a bunch of virtual partners on and there's 5 other real riders. Who's where? What are they doing? Look at these 3 clustering up ahead of me, getting into a little group. So if you look on the left side of the screen again, you'll see that only my name, Colin Emerson, level 60, and Jean Pinochet's name, level 15, have the number beside them. As I just said, I'm a 60, Jean's a 15. You'll notice that the other riders on this route right now that I've got turned on, my virtual partners, it doesn't show their level. That's a quick way of knowing that these are virtual partners. Just in case you're trying to figure out who's ahead of me on the map, how far are they to me? Because I do a lot of little things when I ride. I'm looking at riders ahead of me, like real life people that are actually riding, and they're riding at 2 watts a kilo, and I'm riding at 3 watts a kilo, but they're 3 kilometers ahead of me. And over, a 20-kilometer ride, can I catch up with them? That's how I do my training. It's pretty simple. There's not really a lot to it. I think I'm going to flip to a map mode here. Yeah, here we go. Man, it looks like we're flying along here. Yeah, we are. It's 46K an hour right now. Slight downhill. Not really putting out a lot of power here. This is a beautiful course. You can see the Devil's Tower ahead of us, which, I think I just mentioned at the beginning of the video. I am a geologist. I don't know anything about this. I think this is probably like a volcanic remnant, and it's being, I forget what the word is. Just all the stuff around it has eroded away, and because it's harder rock, it remains. It's like a remnant, an erosional remnant. Everything else is gone, eroded down over the course of time, and then there's been fracturing in the rock, which gives it that clawed look. I think there's a First Nations story that there was like a giant, I think it's a giant bear scratching at the Devil's Tower with its claws. If anyone knows anything more about that, just shoot the comments in. Maybe I'm lying, who knows, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Rolling along here. So what you can see now is that Jean, who's ahead of us, and Jean, if you ever see this video, you ever watch, let's give a shout out to Jean. He's doing his thing. I'm doing mine. I've got my virtual partners to kind of pace me up there. Just realize here, folks, that when you're using virtual partners in time trial mode, which I'm in, I rarely do adjust ride mode, but I have done one, and that video will be published soon. I've done a few of them over the past, but I like to do time trial mode. Whipping downhill again here. Scenery's gorgeous. This is Wyoming. It's pretty. This is like, yeah, the beauty of the foothills, I guess, and the mountains, the Rocky Mountains. You'll see there's no draft. So in the middle of the screen at the top, you'll see your timer for your course. If you were near someone and there was drafting going on, you would see like a picture of a rider in front and a rider behind and a little green bar showing your watt savings. So that's how I know when I get close to someone, I'm in time trial mode, because you don't get drafting in it. So here I am pulling up. I've pulled the gap back between me and this SSG. I think this person's probably a lot better climber than me, because it seems like on the flats and the descents, I come back at them. So just my first guess, and I know nothing. This is just a random guess. I'm the bigger, heavier, maybe more powerful rider. I said maybe. This person's lighter and is putting out more watts per kilo going up the hills. Saw a little slowdown in the video there as that person was going over the bump over that, probably like a pay booth to get into the park here. Look at the Devil's Tower up on the right-hand side. It's pretty awesome. So we're just cruising along together here. So what I'm trying to get at in this video here is that I'm riding virtual partners in time trial mode. There's no draft. And also Jean, who's on screen, what you may not know is that Jean's not seeing all these other riders like I am. Jean only sees himself and me. That's it. So sometimes it's hard to figure out what a person's doing on a course. Why are they coming at me so hard? Why are they coming up behind me so quick? Like, am I going to get into a race here? What's going to happen when they pull up beside me? I'm just following SSG ahead of me right now, and they're kind of towing me back up to Jean, who's ahead of me. I'm not really going that hard here, just barely over 2 watts per kilo. So we're just cruising right along. Just jumping off topic again here. I think it was Dave in the comments mentioned maybe making a team like the Rouvy Riders team. And I love that suggestion. I think it's really cool for doing group rides. Here's our map view again quickly. You can see I think I'm riding in 4th spot overall in the course right now. Again, this is not a race. I thought maybe I could hang with Bashak today, but I can't. And, at the end here, this is where we do, a little bit of climbing. We still got a good chunk of climbing to go. What is it? 120 meters or something like that. So 400 feet of climbing, 375, whatever it is. I think the riders ahead of me are going to slowly pull away. Let's see what SSG does here. So just watching the rider directly ahead of me. Yeah, they've already pulled ahead and they've passed Jean Pinochet. I'm trying to bridge the gap up to Jean. I'm not really going super hard. 2.5 watts per kilo. So this is not crazy. I am catching him at this point. Just probably slowly cruising up. Maybe he's waiting up for me. And I see that happen quite a bit. Like if I see someone that's bridged all the way up behind me, sometimes it's kind of fun to hang out with them. Even if there's no drafting in effect, you can kind of, it's a mental thing. You've got someone to ride with. Back to the team name thing. I thought that would be kind of cool for organizing some kind of group rides in the future. I really don't do a lot of group rides. I'd love to. I've had people who I've ridden with a lot, and we generally ride like in time trial mode together or in races. Oh, someone just caught me here. Who just blew by me? It's the crazy name. ZZXXCC. This person was super creative with their name, but all I know is that they're out climbing me up this hill, so good for them. And they're going to bridge up to Jean. So I'm probably thinking here, I'm going to use this person to help me bridge up to Jean, who's ahead of me. And you can see my power's up a little bit here. I'm trying to be close to that 300. And, I'd say me and this rider are riding very similar at this point. Maybe they're a bit lighter, not really sure. You can actually dig into the details after the rides and find these people. You can search for them. And Rouvy changed it up a little bit. So to search their name now, don't go to route records, go to last passes. It'll find their last pass if they've done it on this route. Also note, you can search between smart trainers and non-smart trainers, because sometimes someone will blow by you on a course and you try to find them, they're not there. Well, it's because they weren't riding on a smart trainer or something. They're riding at 15 watts per kilo the entire way, and you're wondering how, because they're not riding a smart trainer, they're not feeling the hills. So you can see I'm lagging back a bit here. I'm probably like, well, whatever. Some days you just want to grind yourself into the ground. Other days you realize, wow, when I'm done this ride, I got to cool off for like 1 minute, jump in the shower, overheat, try to get dressed up to go do my job. Some days I want to race, and other days, yeah, not so much, right? So again, I'm trying to finish this thought I had there before about the team name. I love it. Great suggestion. I'll figure out something to do with group rides in the future. If I do make a team name, I kind of know my demographics of the people that like to watch these videos. We're probably all roughly similar in age and our interests and stuff like that. If you're part of a group already, maybe a clan or another team, it doesn't bother me if you jump into the team for a second and then jump back out to your old team. I think that's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. It's kind of like if you're a clan, if you've got a clan gaming, you don't want to leave your clan, right? You leave for a little bit and come right back. Anyway, back to the video. It's ending soon. Here goes. Oh, this looks like Jean decided, enough of this. I caught him. Jean's going to put in a really strong finish here. And I'm looking at Jean. I think I'm trying to keep on for a little bit. A couple hundred meters to go. And then I think at one point here, I just decided, okay, Jean, go ahead. I'm just, although I am still riding pretty good here, yeah, I guess I followed him. Jean just put in a good kick at the end, and then I just kind of let off here. I'm down to 2 watts a kilo, right? Anyway, appreciate everyone watching the video. Thanks for subscribing. I will catch you again very soon. Talk to you all later.